I think a lot of you guys might be wondering, because we're living in a really nice apartment here in Asia, is basically, are we tired of van life?
And I think the answer for that is not necessarily.
What's up, you guys? Today is a very exciting day, but before I get into what this video is about and what we're going to show you guys today, I do want to say something. We have some really big news. I think a lot of you guys aren't super surprised by it, especially if you saw my last Instagram post, but we have, sorry.
It's crazy.
We were supposed to fly back next week in time for Christmas, or kind of like on Christmas. We've canceled our flights. And we are staying here an additional 2.5 months, basically until the end of February. We don't have new flights booked yet, but we're gonna get those booked within the next week. So that means we get to pick a new apartment. So this apartment actually was an Airbnb, and we kind of made the mistake of getting an Airbnb for a month, which wasn't super smart of us. We just saw the price of this place and we decided that it would be well worth it, but turns out we could have spent the same amount on a much nicer place. Don't get us wrong, like, this place has done the job for us. It's very eclectic. Is that a compliment? I think so. We definitely experienced a side of Thailand that most tourists don't. So let's go ahead and show you guys around. Where should we start? I think this is the most interesting part about this apartment. It has a urinal. When you flush the toilet, so the watch, I'll show you. I'll give a little demonstration. So when you turn the water on, it works. Oh, I just sprayed myself. But when you flush the toilet, it takes about, I'm not even kidding you guys, like 5 minutes for the water to stop running. And you also have to lift the handle up. On to the next part. So there are, oh, is that one right there? There are actually at least 3 lizards, I'm guessing, at least 3 lizards that just like to hang out on that wall there. And we sometimes see them like right before we're gonna go to sleep because we're in the bed, so we're closer to it. A funny story about the smell of this place. When we first moved in, there was a really strong odor that you can still kind of smell, but it's not as bad. We got really nauseous. I think we had to leave the apartment. We contacted the apartment owner, and he said, get this, he doesn't like the smell of fake flowers either, and that it's probably the Febreze that the house cleaner sprayed. But that is not the smell we smelled.
We smelled this.
Also, fun fact, only on my side of the bed do I smell this very strong mildew smell. I think there's something underneath that lamp there. But the really cool thing is we have found a new apartment, and today is move-in day. We just picked up the keys and signed the lease. We are gonna go show you guys that apartment, talk about the price breakdown between the 2 complexes, the 2 rooms, and yeah, I guess we need a pack.
And how do you know that there's no cockroaches?
We're down these stairs right now. I swear to God, if I slip again, it's gonna be the end of me. Yeah, I like crazy.
Anyone home?
My name's Hannah, and welcome to my crib. Wait, how does MTP Cribs do it? This is the apartment tour. The bathroom. Not too much to see here. Very clean. This place has a very clean aesthetic, that's for sure. A little less eclectic though. This is our dining room table for all of the delicious meals I will be cooking. This is our couch, TV, and then this is a window. This part I think is really cool. This is just the fridge and freezer, but this is actually the kitchen. So it's like a mudroom kind of. The bedroom. This bedroom, you guys, is massive. Like, so many room for bikes. Maybe we should just buy more bikes.
I think we need more bikes.
We got plenty of countertop for all of the working we are going to be doing. All the letter writing.
We're probably going to be sleeping with those.
As you can tell, I am beyond stoked. This place was almost the same month's rent as the other place, which was an Airbnb. So we're cutting out the middleman, we're getting the apartment ourselves, we're signing the lease ourselves. So we're saving a lot of money, but I guess we can just go ahead and break the numbers down for you guys, and I just give you guys a better idea so you don't make the same mistake as we did when we came to Chiang Mai.
All right, you guys, we have to shoot this portion of the video fairly quick because we don't have a tripod and the camera is sitting on a bunch of jeans and most likely will fall any second now.
Yeah, true story. I wish we could show you guys, but obviously we don't want to move the camera because it took a long time to get this right.
And we're also very impressed with ourselves, not only for our camera placement, but making this, I would say, pretty big decision. So I guess now this is the part of the video where we tell you guys why we canceled our return ticket, which is sounding crazier and crazier every time I say it out loud, and why we ended up getting an apartment here in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, so this was definitely a really crazy turn of events for us. We had no idea we would love Asia, and particularly Chiang Mai, so freaking much. But I think a lot of you guys kind of saw this coming and aren't too surprised by it because we have just been over the moon here. It's been amazing.
Yeah, before we came here, I'm definitely a creature of habit, and I would have never thought that I would like living on another continent.
Yeah.
We have the van back in the US. We have our local go-tos. I say local, but like Whistler, Moab, Sedona. We know exactly where to go for good trails, good riding, and a good time. And I never really thought that I would be someone that would feel comfortable leaving the van. And especially getting an apartment, settling down for a little bit as well in another country. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy. It feels like the US is almost like a little bit of a bubble. And honestly, everything we could have ever wanted was there.
Yeah.
But now that we're in Asia, we took the leap, we went to Asia. I'm really stoked about it. Like Asia just has so much to offer, and it's just been a really great experience for the both of us. You guys always have questions about money. Everyone always wants to know, how much does that cost? How much are you getting paid? Like, those are always the questions.
Yeah, and no, we don't have trust funds. The answer is, it's just really cheap to live here. So, do you want to tell them how much this apartment costs?
Yeah, so this apartment, believe it or not, cost a grand total of $430 a month, which is insane.
That includes everything. That includes cleaning twice a month, utilities for the most part, internet, fully furnished. It's really easy for you guys to find apartments if you guys do end up coming out here. All you have to do is basically walk into a lot of these apartment buildings and literally just say, do you have room for rent, or do you have pricing sheet? And normally they have these pricing sheets that have all of the info.
All the apartment complexes are used to expats and digital nomads coming into Chiang Mai to live for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months for the rest of their life. Like, they're just used to it.
All right, so now that we've established that we have basically found our second home, or what's quickly turning into our first home, let's talk about us and our plans, because you guys are a huge part of our lives, so we want to check in with you and where we stand.
I guess we also need to answer a question, though, that I think a lot of you guys might be wondering, because we're living in a really nice apartment here in Asia, is basically, are we tired of van life?
And I think the answer for that is not necessarily no, but not necessarily yes.
Yeah, I think van life, obviously, as many of you guys know by now, is super glamorized on Instagram, on YouTube, not by us, but by a lot of van life people.
And the thing with van life, especially if you're doing it full time, you're living in it full time.
It's tough.
Yeah. It gets a little stale. So as crazy as this sounds, a lot of people always tell us that, man, you guys seem so adventurous. You guys seem so crazy. You guys live in this van. It's just crazy life. It's not as crazy as it seems. So to us, it's pretty normal. And at the end of the day, even though we went to all these really cool places last year, like Whistler, Moab, Sedona, Revelstoke, it didn't really feel like we were stepping out of our comfort zone. It almost felt like we were a little too comfortable. And I think that's what living in a van sometimes does, at least for us.
Yeah.
Is that that comfort is always having your home with you doesn't really make it feel like you're on a insane adventure, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. I think we are, like, we don't want to sound like we're complaining about van life. We're definitely thankful for the opportunity to travel the world and travel the United States.
Yeah, so that's why the van isn't going anywhere. The van is still in the US. As soon as we go back to the US, which will probably be in March, we're going to be traveling in it full time until we decide to make the jump again back to Asia or whatever continent is there. Like I mentioned earlier, people think living in a van is crazy. Living in a van is actually not that hard. And I felt like it was so hard for me to leave the van and come to Asia. I felt like I got more of an adrenaline rush and more nervousness. Like, I've never stressed out leaving for a trip.
We were so stressed.
Yeah.
We got in so many arguments before this trip because we were just on the freaking edge. Like, it was stressful, for sure.
I've never been like that. Like, I've never been nervous for a trip. There's been times where we have left to Canada on maybe 3 days notice. Like, we're like, okay, you know what? Let's go to Canada, like, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we literally you just get on the road and you just start driving and drive and drive and drive. You have your home with you, you have your kitchen with you, you have all your stuff with you. There's nothing to remember, there's nothing to forget, there's no culture shock.
But I think in general, van life has just gotten really normal for us. It's nice to change things up once in a while, just to keep your life a little bit more exciting. And just to keep the adventure going, really. Yeah,
maybe we're sounding crazy to some of you out there, and maybe you guys don't understand what we're saying, but yeah, it just, as crazy it is, just van life, I think, got a little too easy. And I think we were getting a little too comfortable, so.
Yeah. I guess this is where the video is going to end. Tomorrow we're leaving for our 5-day backpacking trip to Mae Hong Son.
I think it's about 400 or 500 miles.
Yes.
About 40,000 feet of climbing.
We're climbing Mount Everest 1.5 times.
Yeah, we've never done any bike packing. We've never done, like multi-day rides. So we have no experience whatsoever. We barely know the route, but we're going for it. So hopefully you guys see this video in future videos, or else you know what happened and you know where to find us.
Thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We're really thankful for you guys and thankful for the opportunity that doing these videos have presented us with.
Yeah, and as always, you guys, we want to meet you wherever we can. So let us know if we're in your town, in your country now, or going to a mountain bike festival next to you. We want to meet up with you. We want to ride. If you guys did like this video, definitely hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to join the awesome MTB family.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're coming to Asia, say hi. We'll be here.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. You.